Good afternoon and greetings to all my listeners and viewers out there on the Primal 4K app, Fit FM 96.7, Facebook, YouTube, the World Wide Web. I want to welcome you all to Primal Sports Center. I'm your host, Dale.
And I'm Kane the Schwab Watson. And as you know, the Olympics has been officially kicked off.
Yeah.
So we'll be talking Olympics basically all of the show. And we have an interesting lineup because we have two Olympians ourselves.
How fitting, eh?
Yeah. in what better sport than our own sport? Table tennis.
The mother sports of all sports.
Yes, according to the mother sport. Once you play table tennis, you know, you can
transition into any other sport.
Yeah, according to the science.
Of course.
Yeah. So
yeah, man, we have two of the legends of table tennis, former legends of table tennis in Jamaica here. The great one, Stephen Hylton. Current legends, former players, and former Olympian as well. Garfield Jones and Stephen Hylton. You know, they're going to tell us about their Olympic experience and maybe not just the experience, the road to the Olympics as well, you know?
One thing I'd like to add, because Jamaica, in Olympics, everybody focus on track and field, but we have Olympians in other areas, in other sports. Just like how Ashley Mackenzie competed in the judo earlier today, and he was knocked out in the round of 16. He lost to the bronze medalist in the European Championship, number 10 in the world, a guy from Turkey. I can't pronounce his name, but that to show you that we are versed in many areas. But one of the things I would like to highlight too is that these athletes need to be revealed more or even be known more, even within their sport. Because I was having a conversation there earlier today, and I'm sure if these two athletes came to Jamaica now, because they're currently abroad, the younger players would know them, and I find that sad. I was trying to find, another
to describe it. But
another.
You're right, because even David, what is his name, right?
Cyclist.
The cyclist. How many people know that we have a medalist outside of track and field?
Because I grew up in the sport and I learned these names and I saw these players, but even so, they're transitioned to other areas of life now. But that goes to show these juniors now probably wouldn't know who these athletes are. And not only in table tennis, in other sports, because
all the sports.
I remember going to Commonwealth Games. Yeah. And I'm sure some of the track and field athletes there don't really know who Donald Quarry is and the impact he had on track and field back in the 70s. Yeah. And the stories I heard, he was a rock star. Donald Quarry was a rock star back in the day. And I'm sure even these champs athletes running up and down the stadium, running fast times, running there, and probably walk past DQ and be like, who is this guy? I don't know this guy. We are, so-called track and field country. So that goes to show not only with table tennis, but in other sports, we need to...
It's not been marketed and highlighted enough.
And we as a nation don't do that. That's why we keep on saying Jamaica is not a sporting country and stuff like that. Because I'm sure if you look at American sports star, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, I'm sure no matter where he goes, you see always star. If you look at other Simone Biles or even say Serena Williams go to somewhere, people will know who they are. Even long after their careers. And not just within their sport. Just to be...
And even let us touch a little bit more on even what you're just saying, even with you and Blake, with the disrespect that the great Yuan is facing.
No, I don't think it's disrespect really.
It's not disrespect.
No, I think that with you and Blake...
we don't cherish our national treasures, I don't think we preserve it and
I think you and Blake case is a different case.
Merlin Atty. I can go down the list.
You can go on football and look on football as well.
Exactly. The disrespect that the Black Pearl face today from these youngsters in terms of the comparisons. In
comparison to the Pearl.
But on a serious note, it is a fact. We need to do a better job here as a nation.
Because we as sports analysts, we delve into sports and know what DQ did. We know what the likes of Stephen Hylton and Garfield Jones mean to table tennis.
Of course.
David Weller in cycling. But I was saying, back on Donald Quarry, he was a rock star. He was an Olympic gold medalist. So imagine DQ in his time. And to say, DQ, he probably doesn't want the attention I want to do. But he should be highlighted to be like, all right, I got to a car marathon. I'm there talking to his name, former footballer. I'm trying to remember his name. And I know who he is. But I'm sure the man at the mechanic don't know that this man He's a top footballer. I think he was skill coach.
Alan.
Yeah. And it's like, no. Not to say people star athletes need attention and all of that, but yet still,
and
I'm sure if it's PJ Patterson there, everybody would know it's PJ
exactly.
Patterson. So
and the funny thing too, Ken, you know, when we travel the Caribbean, the other countries respect them. Always ask for Garfield and Steve.
Yeah.
Always. Maximum respect. Always. Everybody, down to the youngsters, them know the name. Know the name Stephen, know the name Garfield. No matter the little youth, them, you know. All of them know the name, but we.
And I'm sure they probably never even seen them play before.
Exactly. No, they don't. Then
even in the States. Yeah. Like, Jamaica. I'm Stephen Hylton.
Exactly my point.
Yeah. And that for sure, we're flag bearers of the country.
It's just a different mindset. I think it's just a different mindset.
Jamaicans.
It's just a different mindset, and I think
we need to bridge that gap.
It needs to change. It needs to change.
And as I said, not only on a broader aspect in just the whole island, but even within your sport.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, but I guess we have to start with a change, especially in our sport, because we know, and I guess they will be with us now to share their stories, because we have interviewed them before, and to just hear the stories and how they compete. It's Olympics, so we're going to start off with the Olympics and all of that. The journey from...
Yeah, so people, it's time. So let us welcome to Primal Sports, former Olympian, Stephen Hylton and Garfield Jones. Welcome again.
Yeah. Hello?
Yeah, we're here. We're here loud and clear and see you. How things on your side?
Boy, I'm there. I enjoy the day, stuck on the TV with Olympic Games,
Right, because the whole world is viewing the Olympics going on. Most people here in Jamaica waiting for track and field to kick off, but, we watch almost every sport. As sports people, as real sport, we just, once it's on, we're watching it. Could be swimming, could be diving.
Swimming are going now. The relay and swimming,
Yeah. So
Australia just mashed it up a while ago.
Yeah. But
as usual.
Yeah.
As usual.
Well, the shark country,
Yeah.
But we're gonna kick things off. Since we're on the Olympic, tagline, and we know what's going on now. Tell us, or tell the people, you're a two-time Olympian, one-time Olympian, right? Correct?
Yeah. The first one. Because me and Stephen had qualified in Mexico City that year, but Stephen didn't go. He didn't go 88, but he went the year after. He went to Atlanta, I think. The year after,
Barcelona, I think it was 92. He went to 1988 in Seoul, Korea, was it?
Yeah. Stephen?
I went to Seoul. I went to Seoul, and Stephen went to Atlanta.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Well, Stephen should tell us about that part, but with your...
Yeah, because, Ken, there's a lot of things that lost the history. And even, I'm trying to compile something, and I'm struggling to find out the archives and the history with a lot of the former greats.
Who played
from the 70s and the 80s come up. And
why? Because if they go back to when dinosaurs were around, is that it?
No, we don't know why it wasn't recorded. Most of it were stories, and we hear that that was the final in 1984, and those persons played in 88 versus 76.
And I'm so happy to have both of you on today, because clear the air today.
I don't think you have enough time for that, though.
Stephen, you can write an encyclopedia on the journey, baby.
It's been a while.
Yeah, but Garfield, tell us about your experience at the 98 games. You said you qualified at Mexico City.
Yeah, we had qualified in Mexico City. I think that was like one of the hardest tournaments we ever played now.
Yeah.
Because in Mexico City, high altitude, the ball is like, we are playing against some little man where some little juke man, and the conditions suit their type of game at that time, Because with the high altitude, the ball is like, oh my God, you don't even know what the ball doing.
Yeah. But you adjusted because you qualified for the game, so that means you adjusted.
Yeah, we have to. We didn't have a choice, because with the work that we put in between me and Stephen is the man who usually come knock my window morning time early,
Yeah.
They talk about some 5 o'clock and say, Garfield Jones. Like, we're going to run the reservoir, we're going to run the beach, we're going to run Hillshire around the beach, and then we'll finish. We're going to swim, do look at gym work, We just work. And when we really get them, I say, wow. It's like you win a medal already. when you look back on the work what you put in to get there, and it's the first time ever, you know.
Yeah. But seeing you watching the Olympics now and seeing it being televised and all the opening ceremonies, tell us about your time at the 1988 Olympics versus where you see it now and the Olympic, if it brings back memories, obviously similarities, differences. Tell us about going to South Korea, being in South Korea.
It was a great experience for me, like to be there, like for the first time ever, table tennis is part of the Olympic setting. And looking at what's going on now compared to then, now it's more like, like so much restrictions right now.
Yeah.
Because back then we were just all over. For me, it's like the whole world. You've seen all these great athletes gather. I remember, I'll never forget, like Danny Manning in the opening ceremony. Them guys, the basketball players. I'm looking at them saying, yo, the money is like, it's like giant over us. Never believe that, like, them people are that big, you know? Yeah. And the celebration and the fun and, you know, it always brings back great memory, you know?
Yeah, that's good. So, Stephen, we just heard that both of you guys qualified for 1988 Olympics, but Garfield went and you didn't. Tell us around that time why that was the case or what happened, not going to the first Olympics.
Well, what Garfield didn't mention was because of the high altitude, they had more than one tournament. They had a warm-up tournament because they understood that most people wouldn't be able to play at that level. And as Garfield mentioned, it was quite difficult. It was, the level was very low. Fortunately, we had a tournament, and most of us lost first, second round. But by the time they had the second tournament, most of the players basically who were supposed to have qualified did qualify. So myself and Garfield qualified. As for why I didn't go, it was more of making a stand, trying to ensure that players basically were funded from that. That was what was mainly about. Unfortunately, my stance didn't really go very far because I would hope like maybe by now you'd find that players would be paid, players would start getting more money or any money at all.
Yeah.
So that's what happened. Why I didn't go.
Yeah,
but
I still see that today.
So you took a stance. So what happened at that point when you were holding out? Nobody, you didn't meet a common ground to say X, Y, Z, none?
No, come on. See, the unfortunate thing is, the unfortunate thing is that you have to have people who want to make a change, as the first thing. And then not want to make a change, but also you kind of have to sacrifice a bit. You might have to fall on the sword. Not many people really want to basically do that. I have no problem doing that just for the greater good, but hopefully later on something will happen.
No, okay, because I would have thought that the president at that time would have made some form of effort to ensure that some form of contract or some form of payment be given to the two athletes that qualified for the Olympics. Just to see you sit out the first ever Olympics, that kind of look funny,
But you see, we're in a sports.
Yeah, man.
What? Me say me a ball with the man. Me I say, yo, Steve, me and the brother on a Church Street that one day, I drink some Irish mash and thing, and me I say, yo, Steve, first time I could go be. And I say, boy, Garfield, I say, yo, look how far we reach, me could go. Boy, the man would never
go. We just got with Garfield, we see where, after that, from stories I heard, your career was shortened because you saw where nothing was really coming in, and being a big man now, you had to fend for yourself. So that even so, what Stephen was fighting for probably shortened your career. And you retired
that's exactly what we're talking about. That's exactly what it is. Sometimes you have to basically, go for the greater good, and it's not necessarily going to happen immediately. But everybody has to come together and make a stance. The thing about it, basically, who really wants to do that? Everybody wants to all the riches. Everybody wants to raid the barn, but who wants to plant the corn? So that's it. It is what it is.
Yeah. So with Stephen, you qualified not in 88, but you also played in 96, was it?
Yes.
96. So you qualified.
I qualified for 96, and I did go this time.
Yeah.
You know, I learned my
Tell us about that experience.
You had any changes? Were there any changes?
I said, just see what it's like. That's all.
A little older, a little wiser, you know, recognizing that, you know.
Well, different situation.
Yes, I understand.
Situation at the time. Yes.
Right. So, yeah, I qualified for both singles and doubles, and it was quite an experience. Being at the Olympic Games, it's a bundle of joy, and I remember more than anything else. The greater part of it was maybe the doubles. Was what was most enjoyable, and myself, I played with Michael Hart. And we were very popular at that games, at Atlanta game. We were very, very popular. Probably because we are both athletic. You know, we're both flying around, we're jumping over barriers, lobbing, and you know, American people never seen that before. And Michael is entertaining. You know, I'm fast enough to get the ball, basically. So that's what basically happened. So we were signing autographs 24/7, and I remember a mother looking at me and asking me, you don't mind doing this? And we sat there for like 15, 20 minutes to half an hour maybe. And we're signing the whole time. But I said, no, it's pretty much a privilege. If you basically think that I should sign it, I have no problem doing that. It's great for your son or your children. You
know? Yeah. Obviously, we're athletes now want personal security, eh?
well, that's it. No, what I should tell you now, more on a somber note, at the games, what was really amazing was that you remember that bombing that happened at the games?
Yeah,
we heard about it. Yeah,
right. There was a bombing. So I was going there, literally. I was actually going to that function, you know, I guess to relax and party and what have you. And I remember Elizabeth Robinson, she was my physiotherapist, and she said to me, Stephen, where are you going? And I said, I'm going to the function. He says, and she said to me, why? You never go to these things. Why would you go now? And I said, you're right. And I turned back. I turned back. And the next morning, you know.
The news.
Yeah. But you know, Ken, you see, throughout our career, like we're traveling, I was playing. Stephen is a little man, and I have to pull him and say, Stephen, make go. And all of a sudden, now you will take it up on your own and go down to Atlanta. And go function. I mean, always have to pull. The only thing like Stephen come and pull me out for doing is like for training, you know.
Yeah.
Train, constantly.
Business end.
Yeah, because navigating history, you know, it's a long journey, you know. Steve was the man at the time with the ride. You see me? And me live right against the university. And he used to drive, come check me a morning time. I said, yo, is either we are going to run or we are going to run the reservoir. I remember one morning, we go to the reservoir. Around the reservoir, Steve, is what, 2 miles?
I'm not quite remember. It's so long ago, man. Yeah, probably.
Yeah, because I remember when me and you run it, go around there 2 times, we circle, and a guy complete 1 and almost a dead. And I must say, yo, how much time am I go? I will say 2 or 3. He must say, my God.
One thing though, with the stories I heard, you guys were one thing, super fit. When you guys were playing, you were well conditioned, both of you. I heard that you were, and that goes to show with the stories, you're always running, working out. So, and that end, to some of the listeners and the youngsters, you guys did a lot of work, not only on the table, but off the table. So you were prepared to play on the table and adjust to tournaments where, as I said, unfavorable conditions. And I'm sure your fitness helped you with that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you guys were, super fit.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I tell you what, we even go up against soldiers, you know. We go all on Newcastle, go run left some soldier, you know.
Yeah.
Remember, them come one morning, them come about, we're gonna do the figure 8, and this guy is called Cement Kid. So me and Stephen were there and watch them. And when we done do the figure 8 and do the push-up and thing, them say, okay, now is the race to the mile post. You know, we run left, the whole of them man come back.
So I guess you took pride in your fitness, for sure.
Yeah, Mr. John card on them and say, hey, soldier, I say the next time I come up here, you better give me some gun or something and let me go in that. Because
I'm fully kit out.
Yeah.
camouflage and all of that. Yeah. But
It was,
with your career, Garfield, as you said, after Olympics, you kind of
because what was going on is that we keep going back and forth, and the current president at the time, they make a deal, and when me come, it's like because me I win tournaments and stuff like that. Them not give me what I'm supposed to get.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, you know what, the grass I grew up, but the house I starve. So tell you what, national championship was coming up, and them come check me up at our house, and him say, oh, if me not playing, I said, no, I don't think so. Because that's the same argument you give me when I say, hey, what's going on? Him say, well, you're winning tournament. Some say I'm supposed to be getting XYZ. Him say, I don't think so. I say, okay, fine, no problem. So I just start give away everything, give away rubber, everything. When him check me, marks me a play, I said, I don't think so. The following Monday, I just book a flight and just leave. Yeah. That's it. That's saying I forget it.
I'm looking at you guys' careers with two sides of the coin. And as I said, you stopped there, but with Stephen now, I heard about more of his international prowess and playing, in Europe, in the States, and even so, playing longer, because he qualified for the 96 game. So with Stephen now, I want you to tell us more about your international tournaments, because we all know the titles. The national championships, the Caribbean titles, but I heard you played in Sweden, in a league. I heard you beat the number 3 player in the world. So I said, you furthered your career, and I guess with contracts and stuff, Garfield went a different route. As I said, things are situational. But tell us more about your international play, so to say, because I know you win tournaments, in America, in Europe. As I said, imagine beating number 3 in the world now.
Exactly.
Back then, to show you the level that,
Dale. Beating at the final, 2,500 final, I'm not going to final at the race.
Well, for sure, you America, going to a 2,500 final in the States, a rated event.
Yeah, I beat up second. I beat that final.
Yeah. Yes, Stephen, tell us about your time in Sweden, because I heard you played a league in Sweden.
All right. Yeah, I played. Well, how that came about was it was myself and David Marshall who was playing. We played in Vegas. I think it was 84, I think it was, or 83, I can't remember. Yeah. And it was Jamaica against Sweden. We played a team match. And I played Michael African.
Yeah.
And of course, we obviously, you know who Michael African was. He wasn't rated number 3 in the world. He was the current European champion.
Yeah.
Now I defeated him. I beat him. And of course, most people were surprised. People couldn't believe it. His manager immediately signed me when that happened, and signed me and I was playing in a club in Sweden. And I started off in a division, I think it was 2 or 3, whichever it was. And then after winning that championship, we moved on. I tried for a Division 1 team in Jakobsberg, just outside Stockholm, and started playing Division 1 there. So the questions I get asked most of the time is, how was I able to beat Michael African? Am I better than him? Was I better than him? Let me ask you the question. Do you think I was better than the world number 3?
No.
Okay, but how does that happen then? And therein lies the question. And that's the beauty of sport. Sport has a lot to do with the power of the mind, psychology. And you don't necessarily have to be as good as someone else to actually be victorious. So take, for example, Michael African, and I'll give you an example of how my mind thinks. Just quick story. Up here, some years ago, I had a situation where I saw a house that I was interested in. Not that I was even interested really. I was interested in buying the house. And I decided to go and get the number for it so I can call the owner. It happened to have been at 12 o'clock at night. 12 o'clock at night, I drive in, shining light, in a window, you see the number, I'm writing the number down. What happens? Police lights behind me. This is 12 o'clock at night in Miami. Okay, guys? All right. And as everybody will know in as everybody will know in Primal Sports, I'm not Caucasian. Okay, so there you go. So the so the police now are behind me with the lights now, and both of them come out in a two man formation. You know, one to my left, one to the right, driver side and passenger side. And then he asked me, sir, you know, what am I doing here? So before I answered, I noticed that the person on my right, the passenger side, was a young person, very young, and he looked like he was nervous as hell.
Yeah.
So immediately I had to deal with that. So his hand was on his gun. So immediately I said, okay, how do I basically diffuse the situation where this guy? So what I did, I turned my back to him immediately and take him out of the picture. So my back is turned. So I'm now dealing with the actual older officer. And then I answered him. I start saying, well, I'm interested in the house. So I came to get the number to write it down on what have you, and that's why I'm here. He says, well, they've been getting a lot of information in terms of people coming and stealing the appliances. So I said to myself, okay, I need to find a way now to disarm him now. So I said immediately. So I said to him immediately. So maybe I shouldn't think of buying a house here since it's not too safe a place. He says, oh, no. The place is very safe. It is a very place. So immediately I have him there now, and now I've disarmed him. Mm-hmm. So the reason why I say that basically is that when you're competing, psychology has a lot to do with it. The whole idea is that you're competing with whoever the person is. How do you get the person flummoxed to the point basically where they don't know basically what to do, right? Once you get in there, then we can say, now you can dance. So that's how my mind thinks. Within 5 seconds, I can pick up on somebody. It's not just playing. I know we all talk about the pretty girl, in terms of fantastic shots, but the game goes a lot more. So that's how that was basically done. That's probably how I did so well internationally.
Yeah, I guess it's a power of psychology, and that made you compete at a high level.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I mean, not only beating up again, tell us some other tournaments you won in your career, international speaking.
Well, I think I've more than likely won over 20 international titles. Over three continents. I've won an open tournament in Sweden, which was probably one of my best victories because Sweden has very good players. I won quite a few in the States, and in the States, basically, that was where a lot of you're racking up victories. So I got there, and the Caribbean, I pretty much have about maybe 11 titles there. Singles, I won about three singles titles, and of course I have a league title in Sweden also. That's basically it.
Yeah. And I mean, beating Garfield in a 2500, right? Garfield was a 2500 final.
I tell you, say, in barely scrape.
Yeah.
But starting about it, I didn't remember that one that I played Garfield. I didn't remember.
You know what? You see, I might get all I see now because I went to the Stephen about 3 weeks ago, a month ago. I'm gonna come down and check you.
Yeah.
And I remind him about some things that we used to do and thing. And the man don't remember one thing.
Too much battles.
You see what has happened with Garfield? You see what has happened with Garfield? Garfield remembers every single thing. It's like there's certain things you have to. Yeah, every single thing. If you cloud your mind too much Garfield, guess what happens? Anyway, we won't go there. But anyway.
I think Garfield, you say that you're the senile one, Garfield.
Yeah, that is why the type of player that I was, you beat me one time one way, you ain't gonna beat me the same way. Never, ever again. Yeah. So you have to always a change. That's how me operate. That's why a lot of players have difficulty beating me consistently. Because you have some players like on a national level has never ever beat me yet,
Yeah.
Michael has only beat me one time in a tournament, only one time.
Oh, yeah?
I can't remember Keith Evans ever beat me in a tournament either. You have players that never ever beat me.
Calling up names there, boy.
Yeah,
yes. Yeah,
no matter what, they're always a true competitor.
Because you know what?
All right,
you see the man that
look at this now.
Hey.
Garfield. Because now, one thing about Garfield is that you have to remember Garfield actually is an Olympian.
Yeah.
Garfield is basically self-made. Okay.
Yeah.
Like a lot of Jamaican players are self-made. I mean, what we have, as you know, Jamaicans are talented. We have athletes. Okay.
Yeah.
Whether it's track and field, whatever it is, we have athletes. Garfield was somebody basically who was discovered by Marina Buchanan. She was the editor of The Gleaner, right? And then once he started playing really good table tennis, he was discovered. He started playing tournaments, and that's where he got onto the national squad and what have you. But we have so much talent. So everybody believes basically that we need to go somewhere. We just spoke about psychology, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to be cool. Everybody wants to, hey, we should go here and go there. No. You mentioned about me being the number 3 player in the world. Where did I go to get to that level? I didn't go anywhere. I was in Jamaica.
Yeah.
You understand me? It's from Jamaica. Garfield is homegrown. All of us are basically homegrown. What people need to understand is basically, if you don't understand someone's culture, there's no way. I had a Chinese coach in Japan, okay, and he said to me point blank, he cannot understand why the Caribbean wants Chinese coaches to come and coach in the Caribbean. Why? Because he says, Steve, I don't know your culture.
Yeah.
You get me? You have to understand what I know what it's all about. Garfield mentioned just a while ago, but if you beat him once, you can't beat him the same way. Again, that gets into mental strength. We don't put enough emphasis on that basically, and that's it. You know.
You have to want to play.
I can get in one quick story.
Yeah, go ahead.
I remember when I was I came back from Trinidad and
should I leave?
Garfield Jones was just coming into the game, and I would go down there by the YWCA and play. Garfield Jones would be there, and then I would leave to go up by JCY where I was living, and Garfield Jones would walk or run, come up there. And then earlier in the day, somebody tell me that the guy was training at Sabina Park. I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
Garfield knows you were talking. I remember one time Garfield gave me his bag to drive to JCY, which was a kilometer away, 2 kilometers away. And you know what Garfield did? Him run, come up. Garfield, you remember that?
Yo, these words that reflect upon me, polish and light.
Yeah, but hold on. Just to balance it, I'm going to tell a Stephen Hylton story. One time, me and Stephen have a challenge up at Barry University in Florida. Stephen, and I went on Barry University.
Are you talking about retirement? After retirement?
No. We're talking about, both retired. So all I know, all I know, in those days, Stephen Hylton was his name was always in the Florida rankings as the number 1 player in Florida. But people in Florida keep asking, who is this Stephen Hylton? He wasn't playing any tournaments. He just had a high ranking. So me and Stephen went up Barry University to go and have a little knock. And the doors flew open. And in comes US national team player, Samson Dubina. And it's like a proclamation. Stephen, I don't know if you remember this story. And the man is like him reading from a scroll and says, Stephen Hylton, I challenge you to a table tennis match to the bitter end. And I never said this before. You know them duel where a man throw down in gloves and slap you. And says, Stephen Hylton, I challenge you. Yeah. And Stephen said, Peter, who's this fool? I'm going to deal with him. You know? I said, Stephen, but we're going to play it. Stephen said, no. I'm going to deal with this guy. Yeah. Samson being a US national team member. And Stephen just sat the man out right then and there. Yeah, man. Stephen, you remember the game?
The mental strength. You can't drop
I remember,
Yeah,
I remember.
Yeah, man. The man come and dare challenge Stephen. That time Stephen wasn't playing active TT, as him saying was retired. And Stephen just dealt with it right then and there and said, Stephen. Hold my beer.
There's one thing with athletes, you don't turn off that competitive switch. I mean, even in retirement stage, you just find yourself, trying to even improve our better.
Yeah, I could stare and tell some Stephen stories, but I would take the whole episode. I'm not going to that.
You know what scared Peter? I don't know if you remember this scare. Maybe I've told it already. You remember when I put a table in my mother's Volvo? A table to the table. You remember?
Yeah, I heard about it. I didn't see it. I heard about it. Yes.
Guys, it is sometimes I look back, I said, what was I thinking? But anyway, we were at Sabina Park, and one day they had a cricket match and we couldn't practice. And for the life of me, it was just not happening. I had to practice.
It's a legendary story, Stephen. It's true.
It's crazy. And now I think about it. And to this day, Winston Collins, our then coach, He just laughs about it. I got a 9x5 table tennis table inside of a 144 Volvo.
Volvo, yeah.
That's how that was done.
Volvo, yeah.
Yeah.
No, not a station wagon. This is a sedan.
Because you had to train.
You had to practice. It's amazing in terms of desire, determination. But yeah.
And I think some of these youngsters nowadays missing that desire and want to play. You can't force people to play. You have to want to play and want to be good at your trade. So.
One thing I love what Stephen said about the culture.
The culture.
And we were debating this last week with hiring the coach for JFF.
Coach for JFF.
And I'm saying the culture.
You were saying that. Yeah, you were saying that.
I like that.
It doesn't mean he's right.
No. Hold on. Don't stop me there. That is so necessary. It is so necessary. Understand, look here. It's like, for instance, everybody, I just mentioned in terms of when you're competing, the first thing that you do is try to make the person as uncomfortable as possible. Okay? Oh. You disarm them. So the same thing that when you have your own team, you really want to be as comfortable as possible. So therefore, what's your culture? What's your DNA? It's like your athletic DNA, your team's DNA, whatever it is. People bypass all of this stuff. It's like almost like track and field. Somebody is think of a 0.001 of a second faster than the other person. You know what I mean? It's just like that. It's a minute amount. How are you able to actually do that every single time?
Yeah. We heard about Stephen's accomplishment. Garfield.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Tell us a little about your international accomplishments.
Okay. Well, in the Caribbean Championship, we win like two titles there. And me and Michael win the doubles. And then they have a top 16 tournament over in Trinidad. I won that. And like in the US, I win like 2,500. And a couple other tournaments, we win the Greater New York League Championship. We win that. We win a couple of tournaments like in Connecticut. That's traveling all over.
So you guys didn't have like team titles in the Caribbean. I heard Carl Morgan and
I won team championship also. I want to tell you the tournament that I lost to Carl, I went finals in everything. I win the team championship, I win the men's doubles, I go finals in mixed doubles and men's singles. Everything.
I think I heard a story about that.
Garfield, there's a difference between winning and reaching finals. Okay, the two different things. I mentioned too.
Yo, the money.
I win the team championship. I win the men's doubles. Now, the top 16 tournament in the Caribbean, I won that. It's not finals. I won that.
Yeah.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah, but
I want to know how many national titles you have for Jamaica.
The nationals, I won nationals one time.
Which year? You can remember the year?
I don't remember what year. I'd have to go check my scrapbook. But I want to. Hey, but listen to this. So the first tournament when we win, Stephen will beat.
Oh no! He didn't just go finals.
Yeah. That's We don't remember that one, but anyway.
It's open.
Hey, no. But still, we can't have this without mention.
Yeah.
That Garfield once had a match against Jan Ove Wallner, who was probably the greatest player of his era, right? It was at US Open in Miami. And Garfield played full sets in Garfield against Wallner.
Yeah.
Was a legendary game. Legendary game.
If it was like today's standards with 11 games, he would have lost. Because after the man 11-4, the first game gone. Yeah. And 1916, he was serving at 1916 and catch me at deuce. And beat me 26-24.
Oh.
Yeah, but that guy is a cut above everybody else, boy. He's a cut. He could serve.
Dale, you were saying, Dale, you were mentioning about team titles. Yeah. And if we didn't mention team titles, I've got like 14 titles. I maybe didn't mention that, but as a part of the championships also. So we won team titles. And the funny thing about it is that all the team championships were never probably the strongest teams. It was never the strongest team. It was always the teams basically that were well bonded together, almost like a brotherhood. And those are the teams that we won. So we won 4. Also, I won a team championship as coach also. So, you mentioned, you can remember that. And then nationals, geez, 6 times, 7 times, I have no idea. Many times.
It's so funny that one national championship I won, but one year I remember they played like 13 tournaments, and out of the 13 I win 11.
It's true. Yeah, I remember.
And I lost national champion. The next year they play like 12 tournaments. I won 11 and lose the national championship.
Let's not brush over that. Garfield said he played 11 or 12 tournaments, 13 tournaments. Garfield, hold on, Garfield. Was this in another country or was this in Jamaica?
In Jamaica.
Okay. Peter, when is the last time have you had 13 or 12 tournaments in Jamaica?
We haven't had 13 in the last 13 years.
You see that?
We haven't had 13 tournaments in
that's easy to count. Yeah, easy to count.
So then we spoke about being homegrown, right? How on earth basically are we not having a tournament a month where kids can just play? These are the things. How are they going to play?
Yeah, that's the problem.
Peter Moyoung came about by playing table tennis in Portland and playing tournaments. It's not rocket science.
Yeah,
it really annoys me to the point basically where I'm watching a sport that I love, and nobody is. I mean, they're playing at such a low level.
True.
Even my daughter cursed. Why did I play table tennis? Well, guess what? I really wouldn't do that because again, you mentioned culture, environment. Guess what? Now she's playing Division 1 tennis. Get me? And it's a different culture, different environment. It's a winning culture. So that's why it is. The whole idea, it's so important in terms of what you have surrounded. Come on, we all learn from prep school. If we have one rotten apple, what's going to happen to the other to the rest of them? You know what I mean?
Yep.
Sure. Guys, we have the talent in Jamaica for any sport, table tennis, other sports basically. But you have to have competition. Yeah. It's like, for instance, how are you going to read if you don't go to school? Man.
Yeah.
It's not rocket science.
I agree totally. And through these competitions, I guess the cream will rise to the top, and then we will have better players, higher quality.
Garfield just said he won 13 tournaments
in one year.
That's what kids should be doing. Guess what? I want to win all the tournaments or win most of them, whatever it is.
Yes.
I'm going to build that competitive spirit. How?
Dale, let me tell you, they used to have like the regular tournament that the association put on, like they have like the Guineas, you remember NCR tournament, Stephen Keith-Alberga, and all them tournaments are coming up, right? And then after a while, Oliver started have his little tournament, them a different part of the country. And trust me, I'm traveling and I'm winning.
Yeah.
You know, it was a lot, you know. Keep you busy. I'm talking about tournament. Just keep you busy.
Remember, we just spoke about psychology, right? What do you think is going to happen if you just have, I don't care how low level or arbitrary tournament, and you have it maybe once a month, and you have one person or a couple of people winning consistently? What do you think is going to happen to that kid? What type of mentality do you think that kid is going to have after playing so many tournaments, no matter what level?
Is either they stop playing or they get stronger.
Yeah.
Is either they stop playing.
But even the mindset in terms of playing, just playing, the mindset and the confidence that will actually grow. You know.
Yeah, that is true.
We need to get that back in the sport for sure.
Don't be shy, Peter.
Yeah. It's true.
Because you say a warrior love a good fight, you know.
Always.
And for me, what really turned me off is that I reached a level where I'm saying I could just close my eyes and win. It's not competitive to me. It's like taking candy from a. I don't want that. That's why when I said to husband, listen, you said you got contact, whatever. Get me out of here. Just get me out of here. Yeah. And they look the other way. So it's either You look the other way and I leave because I ain't gonna stay here until it's not like you're not improving anymore. Everybody's just gonna catch up to you and there's no further for you to go.
Hold on, Garfield. Ken, did you get a scholarship for table tennis at UTEC?
I did in the latter part of stages.
Okay, so and Simon did also. This should be happening on a regular basis where parents should be saying, "Hey, play table tennis. We can get a scholarship from it, basically a college scholarship." These are the things I should be hearing, right? Yeah. You benefit from that. I know Simon benefited from that also. Why are we not?
I benefit from it as well because my degree, I did sports management. I got a table tennis scholarship for the whole tenure, for the 4 years.
And look at you, and then look at you now.
Yeah.
You now you're rocking a mic.
Yeah.
You know, there you go.
I hear that I'm doing a decent job. Yeah.
There you go. Who knows? You might be another Howard Cosell.
Yeah, there you go.
Did I just show my age? Did I just show my age a while ago?
Yeah. Speak it into me. Yeah, head in there. Yeah. So as table tennis, again, as I said, sports on a whole. I mean, you get opportunities from it, and you learn so much. And not only on the table, preparing, camaraderie. As I said, the teams that you won on weren't necessarily the best teams in terms of quality. Were the teams that got along together, we played together. And I said, you
bonding.
Table tennis, mental fortitude, you're competing in sports, you're playing a better player, and you can overcome that. And that alone, I mean, resonates through life. It improves you as a being. So sports is a wonderful thing. And we all here, and you two great competitors can attest to that.
And we're gonna do what? We're gonna make table tennis great again, right?
do you know the greatest thing that happened to me? Basically, what I've done is when my daughter called me 6 months ago and literally said to me, "Thank you for being so tough on me." And I said, "Why?" And she said point blank, because most of our peers are struggling with time management, right? They're struggling with handling school and tennis, while she's not. I was on her case about ensuring basically in terms of that environment, that culture. We spoke about culture, same thing. So she's basically used to it. And why she's thanking me, because she used to tell me, "Oh, you're such a terrible dad," going to do X, Y, and Z. But again, you just mentioned in terms of this is a kind of structure you want to basically have. And to me, basically, all you have to have is some people who just care, who just want. Okay? Peter, go back to olden days, basically. Who are the people basically who just cared? Right? Who? Name somebody.
You mean about table tennis?
Yes, somebody who cared and they basically helped out or did something or sponsored or did whatever it is. The whole idea, you had people basically who was wanting to invest. In the States up here, do you know how sport progresses? What happens is that you have somebody from some alma mater basically who puts in millions of dollars, and this is where the money basically comes from. Somebody gives it. That's what it is. Yeah. Right now, basically, you have NIL going on. Where's the money coming from? It's people gifting it basically. Hey, I went to University of Miami. Guess what? Here's $1 million, whatever it is, right? You have people who are super fans and they love this, and they say, guess what? I just love this sport. I want to go and push it and what have you. And that's basically it. And then now you have people basically who don't have the money, but what do? They go coach Little League, and they just help out in one hand wash the other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and that's basically
something that somebody can do, you know.
Yeah, some of it is volunteering. I say giving back, and we see where coaches just coach and give back. You have organizations that sponsor. So
right now, what I'd love to see is instead of us having 1 or 2 players who did so well in the past. Hey, how about 5, 6? Yeah. This is where we need to progress. That's what should be happening. Hey, that's why simplicity of the tournaments, man.
Yeah, it's all about leadership. We have a strong leader.
As your tagline is,
make
table tennis great.
What's happening now?
I think the trajectory is on the up. You know,
it's definitely on the up because it was at rock bottom a couple of years ago.
Yeah, we're having.
Well, let's see now. Let's see. Time will tell. I mean, people promise a lot of things, and it's always, we want to see some delivery now.
Yeah.
Tired of the promises.
Yeah, I think it's
So
enough.
don't give us another promise.
No, I'm not giving you another
Deliver
promise.
something.
All right.
Deliver something, and then we talk.
But you know, it's a funny, Peter. It's all the struggles and stuff like that to go through and thing like that.
Yeah.
We have no regrets, you know.
No, it's been a great ride, you know, guys. It's been a great ride.
No regret.
I was in the stands watching you guys as fans as well, so I've seen you both watch your career from the start to the end. Your both of your careers didn't last that long, but it was still good.
Then Peter, hold on. I just talk about career. Remember, you know, me walk from downtown, come at JPS Sports Club, come watch Hylton's play JCY in the finals, you know.
Yeah,
you did play Division 1 too.
It's true.
I walk with my little short pants, cut off the string and make my little rocket case and walk with it.
True.
Me come watch you play Division 1.
You're making me look old, Garfield.
Huh?
You're making me look old.
Remember that can't be age too much? We can't remember the team, you know. Remember the team, it was you, Peter Young, Colin McNeish, love, Colin McNeish, and Paul Young.
Yes.
And Steve Hylton of Dennis Duncan, Steve Hylton and Hector Bennett.
Yes.
See,
Let me ask you, Dale and Kane, do you even know what a Jamaican table tennis league is? Have you ever experienced that? Have you ever seen that?
Well, one is currently playing now. They started back, but based on the comparison and what I hear in the past,
it can't be the same.
It can't match what it used to be, Stephen.
Yeah, but
it's a start.
It is at a different level.
But throughout most of my career, even growing up, there was no club league. Based on what I heard with you guys, how you played matches here, played matches there, who played for JYCA and Oliver's and Hylton's and all these names that I heard, and the players. As I said, I heard names.
20 years after, people still talking about those matches. So I tell you something.
I sit down and I listen to these guys talk about them, like, wow, this went on. It was just a different climate to try and put myself in that. I was like, imagine playing in those days, the amount of competition. I mean, I probably would be a different player. I mean, and as I said, competition back to back, and the names and the level of play. With, as I said, I mean, you two, and Michael Hyde coming up, Colin McNeish, I mean, Keith Evans, you name them, and the competition and the level, I mean, it's totally different. And we need to get that back where we have more tournaments, and then I guess we will have more names and people stepping up.
Yeah, man. Once you have more tournaments and more activity, the sport will grow naturally, but on its own.
But
you just have to have it more organized.
It starts from the bottom up, you know. You get the kids involved. It starts from the bottom up, because, as Stephen said, if parents see that, well, they can gain from it in the long run, they're going to push the kids to play. But if nothing is happening, parents is just going to pull the kid away.
And like you have to provide other stuff with it, as I said, with scholarships and with funding and all of that. All of that is
parents will support that.
With the whole circle of table tennis being at the forefront and even a top sport, because back in those days, I mean, table tennis, a lot of people didn't know table tennis was a big sport. I mean, we have 2 Olympians. I mean, boxing was a big sport back in the day. When I hear my older folks, my parents and such talking, grandparents, boxing back in the 70s, 60s, Jamaica, a lot of boxers, table tennis. My uncle tell me, oh, table tennis. And I call the names and I'll be like, yeah, I know these people now.
It was played everywhere.
It was played everywhere.
But hold on, Peter, you should tell them about the Lovebird tournament. That happened every single
No, I hear the stories about the Lovebird tournaments.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize that, Stephen, you were born into table tennis. You know? Your father was one of the greatest presidents ever, because he was the guy who had the Lovebird tournament, Norwich Union Masters. International players used to come to Jamaica. Jamaica was the first stop on the tour.
Listen, I've seen clippings of the Lovebird, and when you look in the stands, and when you look in the stands, top and bottom,
top level, full, down and bottom full. And I hear Jamaica stewardess took you to your seat.
Exactly.
That's amazing.
People sit down and put all them foot over the edge. And look over from the top of the arena.
Who didn't play the sport. Because, I mean, they probably take up a racket and play, I mean, probably a little
No, you look, it's in China,
people,
you see that happening now.
And if you look at a table tennis tournament now, it's just table tennis
family
people.
members.
There's people who play the sport are even close family members.
I'll Bob Marley cook, because Bob Marley can play too, you know.
Yeah.
You know, Bob Campbell, you know, Bob and the whole crew buy out the whole life front and Anita them they play, man.
Anita Bell Davis.
Well, that was the 75 Caribbean Championships where that Anita Bell Davis won. And Bob Marley, when they won, this crew jumped over from the top balcony over. When they actually when she actually jumped over with the locks flying high.
Man.
Yeah,
it is. These are the things that have actually gone on, and it's as I said to you, it's not difficult just to have some activity. You know, really isn't difficult.
Yeah, we have to start with that. The activity level needs to grow.
All right. Yeah. Well, you know, we have gone overtime.
Yeah, so we have a time. Yeah.
We know them have many more stories to tell us, you know, but, you know.
And I'm sure you guys will come on again.
Let's leave our audience with a final remark. Garfield.
You know what? I'm going to say, whatever it is, just keep the intensity going within yourself. Believe in yourself and just keep working. Whatever it is that you believe in, just keep working at it. One day, you'll reach.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Stephen?
People enjoy the Olympics. Once every 4 years.
You did in your time. So, you know, that must be the goal. Yes.
All right. I want to thank you very much. Thanks to Stephen and Garfield for joining us here today, you know, sharing their Olympic experience and also the time in table tennis here in Jamaica, growing up playing the sport, the wonderful sport back in the 70s and 80s, you know. And we're going to get back to that level. Go ahead.
Sorry, Stephen. Yeah, you know why I'm there laughing. They listen. He said Stephen, and it's so funny. I think that's the first time I've heard somebody from table tennis call me by my first name. Normally, everybody says Steve Hylton. Nobody ever calls me Stephen.
Steve Hylton. Where you always call me? Where you always call me Stephen? You ever say Garfield? Oh, hey, Garfield Jones. Garfield Jones. Anyway, it's always like this, you know. Yo, Garfield Jones, where you know about this?
Anyway, sorry for interrupting you. Continue.
Yeah, man. Stephen Hylton and Garfield Jones, former Olympian.
Yeah. Two Caribbean greats.
Obviously.
Two legends of the sport.
Two legends within the sport.
Definitely.
Yeah.
As I say, all the youngsters in other territories here in the Caribbean know
these
of the names.
Yeah.
You know, so we have to do a better job here in Jamaica to kind of highlight and
these youngsters now need to know.
You have to know your history. Yeah. You have to know your history as well.
And it's up to us to even pass on that history.
Let's start putting something historical on the internet from the association so we can know exactly what really transpired in the past. Yeah. We need history, man.
Yeah, that's why it's necessary that you guys come out and do these interviews while we still have the medium available, because even Arvil Aslam had promised to come on, you know, and I don't know when next we'll have a chance to hear the history. Some of that history is being lost.
This year nationals we should be doing some form of thing in terms of the accomplishments.
I like the promises. I hope you can keep some of them.
Really, no, not me. Not me.
Promises.
The association. But what for make the thing great again, Peter? And I think everybody have to chip in and instead of just staying on the side,
like a politician.
Have to be more active.
Yeah, that's his new tagline.
Hold on. What am I missing here? Why is Dale sound like a politician? What's going on? What am I missing?
I think it's a camera.
Yeah, but thanks again. All right.
Not a problem.
Peter, I know we're going to pass your time, but
yeah.
But you have to make it spicy.
Yeah, I'm going to make it short. Greetings, sports commentary time. Tonight, I know Olympics going on, but some other sports going on. Tonight, the UFC 304. Bilal Mohammed is going to fight against Leon Edwards. Leon Edwards is a champion. And you guys know I study martial arts very deeply. And today it's going to be a very interesting fight because it, again, is the usual classic wrestler. Somebody who's very strong in grappling, going up against somebody who's an expert in striking. And if Leon Edwards can avoid being held down by Bilal, I suspect that Leon will knock out Bilal in about 4 rounds. Leon is that good. So My bet tonight is that Leon will beat Bilal Mohammed. 2 quality fighters, though, well worth watching. Now, let me ask you guys a question. I hear you and Blake saying don't get no love from Jamaica and so on. I can tell you guys from experience that many times there's a 3-man team and I come 4th, I can't make the team. There's a 5-man team, I come 5th, 6th, I can't make the team, and so on. Sometimes you get up in your feelings when a team, especially when going to the airport and they call you and tell you have a good time and they're heading off and you're in the waving gallery, you're not getting a chance to take the plane, you're getting your feelings, you know. And if you notice the timing of Johan not getting love from Jamaica, Johan didn't manage to make the team. He's been running some 10 point something seconds when everybody else is running sub 10. And so he's not, you know, it's hard. It's tough on a person when the team is traveling and you're here fully grounded in Jamaica. So Johan, I think he's making an indictment that Jamaicans don't love him and all this kind of thing. And I feel it for the man, you know, because he's done his work and so on, and he's still determined to get fast again when the reality is perhaps he will not be able to go fast again. And it is sad. So I saw Minister Babsy Grange recently when the hurdler didn't make the team. What was her name again? Megan Tapper?
Tapper.
Megan Tapper didn't make the team, and Babsy came down on the track and gave her a hug and said, hush, my darling, I know it hurt, but you're not making the team. I think that Babsy could have given Johan a hug as well. Because I remember Asafa Powell failing as usual at one run in the stadium where he came last and he was paraded in front of grandstand and everybody cheered. So Johan said Jamaican only love winners. That's not true. I think Jamaica love losers, but there are some losers like Asafa and Megan who Jamaica love. There's a statue for Asafa. Johan is the second fastest runner of all time, you know, brethren. Second fastest man in the 100 and the 200. That is something big. That's something substantial. Yeah. And therefore, he's in the shadow of a very big man. But at the same time, what Johan Blake has done is nothing short of extraordinary. But the problem is, he came at a bad time. And therefore, he's in the shadow of Mr. Bolt. But still, Jamaicans, shed a tear for Johan. You know, have some sympathy for the good young man. He's done his hard work. But, you know, there's no love in sports, you know. It's either you're a winner or you're a loser. In a 9-man race, there's only one winner, you know. Yep. You know what the other 8 are? Losers.
Losers.
Ignominious, abject losers. And Jamaica don't love them, according to Johan. They only love number 1. And it's tough to be anything but second if Bolt is in the race. Anyway, let me move on. Who watched the basketball game between USA and South Sudan? A warm-up game in a brethren. And US had to fight for their life. South Sudan is a country in Africa somewhere. I think it's in the southern part of Sudan. And they have a few, they're very tall though. I noticed everybody from South Sudan is lanky and tall. Perfect for basketball. But we've never heard of them. They don't rank in the top 20 nations, 30 nations of basketball.
And US barely beat them. Give them a chance.
And they were able. It took LeBron. LeBron had to put on back his clean shirt to go back out to take the game by the scruff of the neck to win by a mere 1 point. 1 point between the Dream Team, whose total income, I checked it, is $700 and something million a year, against Sudan, whose total income is less than $50,000 a year. So I don't know if the US team is going to do well in this Olympics or not. That's all I have to say. But let me be positive and move on to something else. Last week, Jamaica suffered a 9-love defeat from USA. And I said, I saw the coach, Jerome Wade, said, we're going to bounce back from this. We're going to bounce right back. And then we played Costa Rica, and we got 3-love from Costa Rica. And I think it's still a bounce back, because you didn't bounce to 9-love. You bounced to 3-love. You know what I mean? So there's still hope. You're going in the right direction. You guys agree? If you got 9 before, that's a +6 movement, you know. You got 3-love. So yesterday we played Cuba. And if we are continuing the bouncing, we should beat Cuba 3-love. Yeah. Well, we got 3-love from Cuba. So we're going in the wrong direction. But still, I would like to encourage young reggae boys. Keep going. You know? It's tough. I made a remark in introducing the episode with Garfield, Jones, and Stephen Hylton that were it not for track and field, Jamaica would be invisible at the Olympics, you know, except for a few sports. And I thought that was an even-handed thing. But the internet lost its mind. It's only Kim Kardashian, when she put the wine glass on her back, got more attention than that post. Everybody was offended that I was saying Jamaica can't play nothing else. And I apologize for that statement. But really and truly, I think that Jamaicans place too much emphasis on track and field. We're good at it, but we should be good at some other things. I think for us to call ourselves sportsmen and all that, we should try other sports like table tennis and badminton and all these other things. So I wondered if we can just quickly, with the two knowledgeable hosts here, compile a quick list of sports of Jamaicans that have gone to the Olympic Games. I have cycling, badminton, boxing, judo, and bobsled, swimming, and what else? Because you still have. A question what other sports have we been to?
Swimming, diving is the same.
Equestrian. Jamaica has been to equestrian Olympics.
Yes.
You sure about that?
Yes.
I don't know about it. Oh yes, an English lady. Yeah. Okay.
A Jamaican lady.
A Jamaican
lady.
Yeah. All right. Speaking of English people doing things for Jamaica, so the opening show at the Olympics, I watched it. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I am not pleased with it. I mean, there are a couple of athletes here. You have been at these opening parades. You have not been to one. Stephen and Ting have been to opening parades at the big games. Entering the stadium is a feeling that an athlete gets. That you have felt that feeling. I felt that feeling. Stephen and Garfield have felt that feeling. You haven't felt that feeling yet.
Yes,
right? As a coach. No. Okay, fine. But the point I'm making is that big opening show at the Olympics. I was very disappointed. Did you like the opening show? I didn't really like it. They have everybody floating down the stream, down the Seine.
Peter, yes. What the Olympics is all about is who is carrying the flag for the country. That's the biggest deal. Who's entering,
agree,
and everybody's behind, and we're marching in. I didn't like what I saw.
The problem with floating down the Seine, Stephen, is that you're going in a particular trajectory, and you're going in the same direction as the sewage. When sewage enters that river, which is highly polluted, it's floating down, and you are floating down the sea. And it just never happened.
Peter, really? The problem was
I think I prefer walk on the track. Hold on 1 second. If you were Seville, wouldn't you have preferred to enter the stadium with your flag and walk on the track? Or you think floating down the river like a piece of refuse? Is the way to travel down the river. I didn't like it. So sorry. Call me a spoiled sport if you will. And in addition to being a spoiled sport, I think that somebody from track and field, Shelly Ann was one of the captains. The other captain came from diving. Yeah. Did you know that? Yeah. A man from England who probably can't even find his...
Jamaican.
He's a Jamaican?
Well, he lives in England.
Okay. He can't find his way to Lime Tree Lane in Olympic Gardens. And he's the captain of the Olympic. He's a swimming man, a diving man. I don't know if I agree with it. I think somebody from track and field should have been the captain of a team. Oh, okay.
I mean a Jamaican. Should be.
Or a Jamaican. Forgive me for being insular. And listen, I have to get through this very quickly. So Jimmy Fallon interviewed Noah Lyles recently, along with the View people. And they're saying that the world's fastest man, and Jamaicans lost their mind because Noah Lyles was introduced as the world's fastest man. And I think that Noah Lyles is the world's fastest man. And Noah Lyles actually posted an explanation of why he is the world's fastest man. And you can disagree or not agree. Usually the winner of the Olympic Games is the world's fastest man until the World Championships. The winner of the World Championships is the world's fastest man. So why are Jamaicans getting up in the feelings about who is the world's fastest man? Noah Lyles. You guys need to beat him at the Olympics. Now, I keep going on. Sports Illustrated decided how the medals were going to be shared up, the magazine. And gentlemen, would you believe that every single medal, gold medal, was given to an American by Sports Illustrated? If it was for America, we would never win a medal, a gold medal in the Olympics. They even gave the 200 to Gabby, and they gave the 100 to Shakari. Yeah. And they gave the 200 to Noah. I agree with that. But they gave the 100 to Noah. Yeah. Like we don't
welcome
have
to America. Welcome to America, man.
Well, welcome to America. On another personal note, on table tennis, Guyanese table tennis player, who's the only person from the English-speaking Caribbean who's playing in the Olympics, lost her initial match 3-1 or 4-1, 4-1. And she lost to a girl from Cameroon. And the Guyanese Federation says it was a titanic struggle. It was a heroic appearance. She was down 1-0 and she fought back to 1-0. It was an epic struggle. And she made some fantastic shots by the Guyanese. Why are you guys smiling? What's going on? But congrats to Chelsea still on her second time she's qualified for the Olympics. Second time she's made the Olympic Games. That's again, only Dexter St. Louis has qualified from the men's side twice. Stephen qualified twice too, but he didn't go the first time. Yeah. So I think we can subtract that as a qualification if Steve will allow us. And one more thing, you guys probably never noticed. Okay, listen, man, this is not. This is a closed. Listen, and finally on sports commentary, along sports commentary, I agree. The world was recently saved by an 80-odd-year-old man whose name is Joseph Biden. He saved the world by deciding not to contest and allowing his second to come in. And therefore, there's a new lady, her name is Kamala, with Jamaican roots. And she's the nominee. And I'm not taking any side in the thing. But what I'm saying is, I wish her well. That's words commentary. What's saying?
Peter, what do you mean Joe saved the world? What do you mean by Joe saved the world?
Oh, good man. That's why Peter is known as the controversial boss around here. So always stirring the pot.
Yeah, but that Olympic thing yesterday, I didn't like it. But I know it's a new thing, so we'll probably have to get used to it. Something new,
and then something different. Being the river being a historical site.
Oh, for them, yeah,
with the culture and all of that. But
the river is heavily polluted. As a matter of fact, President, I don't know if it's Mitterrand or whoever the president was, made a statement that he would swim in the river before people come to the Olympics, because there are some events that will take place in the river. So the cleanness of the river was being questioned. And then at the last minute now, the president was asked, will you still swim in the river? And he looked in the water and saw things and said, no, I'm not swimming.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're just trying something new. Yeah. And I mean, was it successful? Probably. Some people like it, some people didn't. But
yeah,
I think it's just something, people used to walk in the stadium, something outside of that. Will it take off? Probably not, but I come in for trying something new.
I would say good try.
Yeah, a good try. Yeah,
good try.
So it's up to that person who likes it and who doesn't.
There's something to say about tradition, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Tradition is a big deal. It's a big deal to see everybody walking in, and it's who's walking with that flag. It threw me off to see 3 countries in one boat, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
And then you are able to see the other people, because you can actually commentate and now see, hey, and then name most of the other athletes.
And the St. Kitts boat was floating around dangerously close to sinking. I didn't like how St. Kitts boat looked. That looked like a fisherman boat.
The small team though.
Controversial boss. But I mean,
it is Noah the fastest man?
And that's the next question I want to pose to you. What do you consider, or who do you consider the fastest man in the world? The person that runs the fastest time for the year, or the person that wins at the Olympics or the World Championships? Because that can be a slower time. But who is the
fastest?
Remember
this. Remember this. Okay, a one shot run can't be deemed as that. Yes, you can have a world record. That's okay. Yeah. But to be the fastest man, you have to run, 4 rounds or something like that?
Yeah.
You have to run 4 rounds. Remember Asafa, Paul? Asafa was fantastic as with a one-off run. He was probably the best. Yeah. But can you run the rounds?
Yeah.
Remember we spoke about psychology. Same thing. Asafa.
I don't fully agree that Safa was a good one-off race runner. I think that once nobody's in the race, he will win. Once the psychology.
Okay, that's even worse, Dale. That's even.
Yeah.
So run fast and nobody.
But for me, I would go with performance over time. So I think Noah is the fastest man.
But Noah hasn't run under 9-8.
No, I'm just saying. I'm going with performance.
So performance.
I agree with performance.
So
not time. Not time.
The tag of being world's fastest man would be equivalent to just being the champion.
The champion. That's what I'm saying. The champ.
So if you run a fast time at altitude
that
or
don't count.
in that corner so that don't count.
The guy from Africa, Kenya, Amanyala running out.
979.
No.
Is he faster than Noah else?
No, Noah is the fastest man alive. So, I go with performance over time.
So this Olympic champion this year, whether it be
Noah
Lyles, whether it be Amanyala, whether it be Kishin Thompson.
Yeah, because you're competing
even
against,
if you run 991.
Yes, you will be the fastest
you will
man.
be the fastest.
Of course.
I agree with you. I'm just saying some people view it as because you have the fastest time for the year, you're the fastest man. And I think we all agree that
the psychology
precisely
that plays a part in
because the measurement of time varies basically.
Yeah.
Even though numbers are standard. Because
I think Jesse Owens will beat Usain Bolt.
If you look at table tennis, you can win points.
What did
I hear? Nobody's beating Bolt in no point in time. Because even if you look at table tennis, you can play a finals and you can win more points than me, and I still win the match.
Exactly. Yeah.
You can win your sets 11-1, 11-1, and I win my sets 11-1, 11-1, and you win your sets 12-10, 12-10.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, I win the match. So you can win more points than me, but yet still lose. So being the winner, you are the champion.
Exactly.
So the tag of the world's fastest man.
Yes,
all of us line up and I run leave you. But if you go around there and run a faster time than I when I run and beat you, that don't make you faster than me.
We know we want Kishin to win.
We know we want Kishin I want you to run a fast time. So that tag, some people see it as having the world leader running the fastest time of the year makes you the world's fastest man. But which in technicality
Asafa is what? The sub 10 king, right?
Sub 10 king.
And I think two, but I think in one of the races, two of the finals, he's the only one to run outside of 10, over
and
10
in the
seconds.
rounds before, if he had run the time he ran in the semifinals, he would have been on the podium.
I think
come the finals.
I think it's a disrespect to you and Blake, though, you know.
Oh, we'll soon touch on that.
Yeah, man.
Touch on that.
That man deserve more. But I guess I guess Yuan is not likable. That's probably the problem. That's maybe the issue.
You feel that was disrespectful?
No.
All right, gentlemen.
Not fully.
All right, gentlemen. Yo, Steve, Willing.
Yeah, man.
All right.
Yeah, so before we touch on that, you want to be topic. Plus give you a rundown of some quick medalists we see for Jamaica at the Olympics. We're going to have Froggy in 5.
Well, go on. So, I guess the football god has reared his head again. Mr. Craig Butler is now a part of Veer Football Club. I renamed the people in club Veer Phoenix United.
What?
JPL. Yeah. So they qualified for the JPL this season, and he has decided that he wants to become a part of Veer United, and he's renamed the club Veer Phoenix United. So you will have a Rudolph Speed Cavalier versus Veer. Sometime in the JPL is being extended to over 3 sets of games. So it's over 30 games this season. Okay. Not the 20th, because it's more professional now. You have to play over 30 games. So it's 3 sets of games will be played. But we have a problem with it. And I congratulate him on the move. I guess he's coming full circle now, because it's something that I've been saying, that Craig Butler needs Jamaica more than Jamaica needs him. Because he needs an avenue and he needs a channel to sell his players. And if you don't have a club, it's going to be harder and harder for you to do it, because you have to basically go overseas and try to sell your players without no data, without nothing. Just word them out. This player is good, and give him trials.
Yeah.
So I congratulate him on the move. But, Sir Butler, I'm going to ask you this question. Please do not let this be your selfish and egotistic behavior. Because we see you try it with the Humble Lion, it never worked. We see you try it with Phoenix, down by St. Anne Division, when they come 13th out of 14. Still no work here. That spell at Sporting Central. Still no work. So, may I ask you, make this be the love for football.
What you with Mona?
Over a 3-year period.
Yeah,
still no work.
Is he improving? I guess.
What I'm saying, he's better working with kids. So this is no adults.
In what avenue will he be a part of? He
will be running the club.
So
he's an operation. He will be the coach as well. And he'll be having his coaching staff.
He'll be on the bench.
On the bench. giving instructions.
No,
yes.
he's really the big man at the club.
He's now the big man. He's co-owner and the coach.
So you don't think it's good for the JPL or the sport of football in Jamaica?
It's good for the JPL in terms of traction. So I don't beat him on it. What I'm saying is that I don't want it to be just his selfish desire of trying to form a platform to sell his players out of Jamaica because they can't do it. But if you can get the Phoenix players to be playing in JPL, you have no Y Sports.
So wouldn't that be good if you get players to transfer?
But it doesn't. You selling players out of JPL does not necessarily mean success for the Reggae Boys, because those same players have to be.
Would it be success for him?
To be successful, exactly.
Yeah, so but that have nothing to do with Reggae Boys. Him have to take care. Him have to take care of his
let it be for the love. No, let it be your selfish desire.
National.
Let it be something that you look is a love for football, not your selfish desire to try get more money in your pocket and into the club pocket. Make it be.
Remember when that JPS bill coming out? Reggae Boys not going to pay for it, or that bill and that bill.
We understand that. We understand that.
You're looking at it that he's not a part of the Reggae Boys. You want him to be a part of the Reggae Boys.
I want him to do what he's doing for the love of the sport, not for your selfish desire, not for you saying, hey, because remember,
But why not do it for your selfish desire?
Remember, he could have.
I'm just saying, why not do it for
what
your
I'm
selfish
saying,
desire?
you have Phoenix playing in St. Anne Division, the natural course to play JPL, you go through the Division football, Major League, qualify for Super League, and then you progress. Why not continue your plan with the Phoenix Academy and try get them in, continue that trajectory? It's going to take him a while. From a long time I've been saying, just
nothing really happens overnight.
Form alliance with a team, with a JPL club already. Why you wait so long? Why you wait until Y Sport becomes a part of JPL? Y Sport is now the database.
Things take time.
Y Sport is the database. So right now, the traction is that any player that is planning to sell, there's no data on them. You could have sell them before because you know on the data, you know the match them are playing. They're not playing in the league, you just fish them out. Now you have a platform, and I don't want him, which is good, but I don't want him to use this as just, I want to sell some players out, so let me do this.
Why not? Why not? It's a business.
That's the business aspect, but I say, but
you're telling us what he's
remember,
doing.
you know,
why shouldn't he do it?
Alex Marshall got through the same thing, He went away, and there was nothing after that, When he went to I think it was Belgium, never know the language, and he said, "I have to come back because it was just different." You can always sell players, because he's selling players now. He's getting players out there, but remember, don't let this be a because you want a platform, you're going to join a club, come on and sell more players.
This is a necessary platform for him to sell players.
To get
he has to
players
go
out of
through
the
this
country.
avenue. So what would you like him to do though?
Want him to do it for the love of the sport.
You mean you want him to put the whole national thing at the front of everything that he's doing? That's what you want.
At the end game is to ensure that the development of Jamaica's football and the youths they are being developed in the right way.
To represent Jamaica.
Represent Jamaica. Not just for sell them, go find for help them family and feed them family.
So what do you think happens in Brazil? What do you think happens in Brazil?
What's the end game for a footballer, a professional footballer?
For a footballer?
Yeah, what's the end game?
What happens in Brazil?
What happens in Brazil?
With all these talented kids.
Yeah.
Why they don't just stay in Brazil?
Not every one of them.
I'm just saying, why Neymar just don't stay and play in Brazil?
Neymar wanted to stay. The club say, sell him. I sell him. I get a big money for a club. Come in.
Why Kaka? Why Ronaldo? Why Ronaldinho?
No, man, it's clubs come for these players, It's not you push the players out here. It's clubs see them. Yeah. But they weren't being seen. He was the one fishing them.
The clubs come for them. You don't have to sell if they want to.
So you want Butler to take up the responsibility of Rudolph Speed and JFF?
JFF's responsibility is not to sell players.
No. You're saying you want him to develop for it to benefit the national program.
Not the national program, football in general in Jamaica. Not just for him, won't benefit.
But for Jamaica.
Jamaica in general.
But that's not his responsibility. That's not his responsibility, though, Froggy.
He's developing the players and he's training them abroad.
He's not the president of JFF. He's not the GenSec of JFF. He's not the technical director of JFF.
He's just reaping the benefits of what.
Why should he care about all? Yes, he should care because you're a Jamaican, but that is not his duty.
What I'm saying, do not let this be a selfish desire of you going into a club like what you did.
Though.
Yeah. You have to take care of your own.
Yeah.
You have to take care of your own.
Come on, Frank.
You have to take care of your own.
So,
what do you want to benefit from it?
Yeah,
I want everybody to benefit, not
Everybody
just
who?
I want the league, the JPL itself to benefit. I want the players to benefit, and I also want VAR to benefit. Not a case where VAR come up now and them drop down and then Craig jump ship because you're no longer playing in the league.
But he doesn't want them to fail.
I don't want the club to be exploited or the players to be exploited
don't
anymore.
You think Craig Butler wants to win the league with VAR?
Him say 1 to 2 years.
Imagine if Craig Butler wins the league with VAR.
Him say 1 to 2 years. That's proving thing.
He wants that.
So what's wrong in proving?
You need to prove nothing.
No, you can have other.
No, you need to prove nothing, man. No.
That's a okay.
I'm not a fan. That's not a problem. Because start real. I'm not a fan.
You know, there's a spin-off to him wanting.
I'm not a fan,
wanting
but I'm not against him.
You know, there's a spin-off.
There's spin-off.
Agent. Not a coach. Not a director. He's an agent.
Do you wish Craig Butler well?
So on what? On this venture? Yeah, man. But not at the benefit of your own selfish and egotistic ways. Not to exploit people. And I'm the only person that is exploiting people.
You know what most great people have in common?
That Craig Butler is exploiting people?
Some of the players.
You think that?
Yeah, man.
You know what I realize that most
I don't
great
think so.
people have
You
in
think
common.
so? Okay.
You know what I think most great people have in common?
What? I'm selfish.
People think they're selfish and egotistical
Probably.
when probably they're not, but they come across that way.
Yeah.
Because for one, you have to talk the talk, you have to walk the walk, and people who don't talk the talk and walk the walk, people think those people are selfish and egotistical. When really and truly, to talk the talk and walk the walk, you have to come across that way. Yet still you want the benefit of good for all, but yet still even worse in a competitive field, you have to stand on your own and you have to push your chest high.
You know why I say
that?
that?
You ever hear Michael Jordan talk it?
No, you know why I say that? Remember, you know, he was the same one that beat down on Jamaica's field, you know.
Yeah.
And so, oh, the field them not good. The field
Are
them
the
need to
fields
do
good?
this. I will always say, yo, stop blaming the field for the player development. And then him come full circle and say the fields are fine. It will help the players to control better. We not say nothing. Then he was the same man that beat on Manning Cup and the Casa Cup. The kids that are playing the Manning Cup, man. Yeah. I say, yo, we not have it. When the kids them play Manning Cup,
Kids not to play Manning Cup.
full circle again.
So somebody was switch up an argument when it
Oh, so he
convenient.
can't check himself a lot.
Convenience. And then him beat down on JPL again. JPL is not a league. All of a sudden you come full circle again. Back to me, I say,
Well, try use the channels.
Stop beat the league and just join with the league, because guess what? The only way sports in Jamaica can develop is not because of one selfish person trying to make it work. You need a team. Everybody have to have the same vision. Yeah. You can have a vision over your son, me have a vision over your son. You are trying to make it work for yourself. Speed are trying to make it work for himself. Right now, go work. That's why Jamaica football a waste. Him and Butler have to come together and try to make it work.
Oh, you think those two?
The two of them mash up football.
Is what's holding Jamaica football at ransom. Them two individuals.
Yeah.
That's what you think?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
and it goes some more sports. That's why enough sponsors not sponsoring the smaller sports. Because them not see the end result. Them don't want to take the risk.
You have to benefit from it.
Everybody's looking at the benefit, but you have to take a risk at some point. Every business have to take a risk.
Earlier we talk about the psychology of sport and athletes having a mental fortitude and all that. There's also a next aspect
But I'm
of
saying,
sport
I just don't want him.
the business of the sport. It takes money to run.
Me see him come full circle more than one time when it's starting to benefit him. You know why?
One thing I agree with you. I remember him
More
coming
than
and
one
saying
time.
that the fees don't matter.
Yeah, he
He
said
came here, but that's only one. I don't know about the other ones.
What do you mean? Him beat pan Manning Cup and him beat pan JPL and him a come full circle. And I've always been saying why him just join forces. Push academy players in one Premier League team.
Clearly he needs a channel.
Probably just playing mind games.
Clearly he needs a channel.
With himself.
Yeah, he needs
to get to a
a
channel.
channel.
So when me say long time, him just realize him supposed to do it. I mean see long time.
But plus he want a channel to get him players
But that should have
better
been
and
done
out.
long time.
Yeah.
It's called a trade.
Another thing for Clarendon team still come, they are sported him go humble and them gonna veer. So it's a Clarendon thing.
So you think he will be successful with this one, right? can win the league next 2 years.
Not in 2 years. Not in 2 years. Not in 2 years. I'm giving him 5 years.
Lenny Hyde is at one of them teams.
It's a good platform. I'm not gonna lie, but I also want him exploit.
So can you imagine now Phoenix versus Cavaliers?
Would you like speech shaking? Me personally, I watch a match.
There goes to the sport wins. People want to see
but
that.
I just don't want it to be a case where I have a one player from Mona. Send him go there.
Why not?
And play a one season. Next season the player gone. I just like every time I bring a player in, them just gone. It's a ship out. It's a ship out.
So you're looking out for the players, Frank.
You just push them out, push come play. By the half of the season done them gone overseas.
Why
and
not?
Then the club,
overseas is better, why not?
But then the club itself is like the club would be like a medium to get them out. So they're not really playing the football in Jamaica. They're not really playing. The club is only benefiting financially. When they send the players overseas.
Yeah, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with that though?
Is it good and it bad, you know?
Yeah.
There's no bad part of financial.
There's a good and a bad of it. There's a pro and con of it.
Well, Peter, you made a comment in your commentary, but is that right? No, I'm just wondering.
When they said Joe saved the world.
By stepping down.
If people be talking about that, look apart.
I tell you what,
we have come to the end of another show.
Yeah.
You know, we have to big up our two guests, former Olympian Stephen Hylton and Garfield Jones for table tennis.
Yeah.
I keep just saying former Olympian. I've also named the discipline.
Yeah.
You know, they're great players from
represented Jamaica well for a lot of
1988 Seoul Olympics, Garfield Jones. 1996 Atlanta.
Stephen Hylton.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Stephen actually qualified for two Olympics people, twice.
Didn't play in 88, but he played in 1996. And it was great to hear their stories.
Yeah.
I mean, the battles they went through, I mean, the ups and downs in the sport. And as I said, represented Jamaica with pride all throughout their career and did well. For a number of years, winning titles all over.
And, you know, even though Garfield made mention of scholarships and these things, back in those days, those guys just played table tennis. Yeah. They weren't looking at the
different climate back then.
It's a different environment. They was just playing TT because they're passionate and they love it.
And I like the part where he said he had no regrets.
Yeah, can't have any.
And just, so. And then what I like with Steve, when he gave you that story and I said psychology.
Of course.
And even how you beat players better than you. And I mean, sports is a beautiful thing and that it goes with you because even in a situation where he gave the instance of viewing the house and with the cups and all of that, and he learned that from sport.
Let me leave a question with everybody. You have to be a genius to be a good sportsman, right?
Probably even a businessman. I think you should ask Peter.
A coach one.
Peter calls it a tactician.
You've changed the name.
Yeah, tactician.
I was asking the listeners to, if you have to be a genius. Based on what Stephen said, even though he have to go around the policeman, the story that he gave with the policeman.
Depends on the definition of genius. Because when you're playing table tennis.
You have to kind of psych out your opponent and make them believe you're going there when you're going the other side. You know, them kind of ways.
Try to defeat them even before. Play mind games.
So table tennis players are genius. Okay. Great.
Not just table tennis people.
The good ones.
Sports people in general.
Okay,
But thank them again for coming on.
Of course.
I mean, it was a great interview, one of our longest interviews ever. And trust me, we could sit here and we could listen to them for hours. And, as I said,
I'm big up Mackenzie. Ashley
Mackenzie.
Been on Primal Sports a couple times. Reaching the round of 16 in the Olympics.
We can get him next week or maybe the week after, because I mean he qualified for the Olympics, which was definitely on his slate for this year, and he represented Jamaica well, round of 16. And I'm sure, I mean, he would tell us that he could have won the match.
Of course.
That man is very, very competitive and rates himself highly, and is highly rated because he is a top sportsman in his discipline. So
top 16 in the world.
And we look forward to the track and field starting August the 2nd.
First or second.
So next week we'll have our breakdown of who we think will medal for Jamaica. Yeah. So for next week's show would be, I mean, Olympic biased again, which, I mean, who can wrong us? Because Olympics is on the forefront now and it's going to kick off next week. Big for Jamaica and the athletics. But once again, we have come to the end of another exciting episode of Primal Sports. You know, good deal?
Yeah. So
you have the outro.
Yeah, I want to thank all the listeners and viewers on Fit FM 96.7, Primal 4K, up Facebook, YouTube, the World Wide Web. So stay tuned to us next week. We'll have the breakdown. I think the 100 will start on the second.
Yeah.
The second, which is a Friday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we will have the 100-meter finals on the Saturday, the 3rd.
And we'll definitely be in studio breaking all of that.
So that's a big one.
Yeah.
The big one.
I think we're gonna get some medals all around the place as well. One for sure, 400-meter women, Nikisha Price. Look out for that one. And next week we'll delve more into that. Who's up next? DJ Teach Them.
Yeah.
And again, one love from the Primal Sports Desk. Peace.